Mindset.tv, where each week we delve into the mindsets and see how they are creating our experiences. From our finances, our careers, our children, our health, our relationships. Hi, my name is Lisa Myers, and I am so excited to have you here with us today. Today we are talking about how you rise to your own level of incompetence. Or do you? Breaking the myth. The Peter Principle was first observed by Dr. Lawrence J. Peter and published in his book, The Peter Principle, in 1968. Dr. Peter also stated that a promotion to a higher ranking job position may not necessarily reveal the employee's incompetence, but rather the new position may require different skills the employee does not possess. Dr. Peter sums up the Peter Principle with the saying, "The cream rises until it sours." Even with proper employee training, the Peter Principle predicts the employee will eventually get to a position where they are incompetent and eventually will not promote further, causing disruption in employee performance, morale, and costing businesses. Today I'm going to show you how to break the myth and to rise to your true level. The Peter Principle says that each person has a level, a ceiling, and when we reach it, we cannot go any further. I say that's simply not true. So for instance, on YouTube, there is an experiment called Fleas in a Jar. And in this gentleman puts these fleas in a jar and then they screw the lid on tight. After 3 days, they come back, and these fleas, during that time, they would jump and hit their head on top of the jar, and then jump, hit their head, jump, hit their head. After 3 days, when they unscrewed the lid, the fleas would only jump so far, never jumping out of the bottle. We've also seen that with elephants. Elephants are these huge, huge animals that can take trees down, that can move anything. But as adult elephants, they have been trained from the moment that they were small. When they were small, they'd have this great big huge chain tied to a pole. And the elephants can only go so far and then go no farther. As the elephant grew, the elephant knew how far the elephant could go without going any farther. Eventually, the chain got smaller and the pole got smaller. And as an adult elephant, they had been trained that when they had that chain on, they would only go so far and go no further. They were trained. In society, men and women have been busting through society's beliefs of what they could accomplish. They chose not to be the elephant. They chose not to be the fleas. They chose to jump higher than what people said that they could jump. In 1954, Roger Bannister ran a mile in 3.59.4 seconds. Society said there was no human that could ever run that fast. It was not possible. Roger Bannister did not believe what society told him. The 4-minute barrier has since been broken by many male athletes and is now the standard of all male professional middle distance runners. In the last 50 years, the mile record has been lowered by almost 17 seconds. How is this possible? The myth that it was impossible was broken and the truth came through. So what is the truth about rising to your own level of incompetence? Is it our belief of who we think we are? When we were born perfect. Our identity was our spirit, our soul, our inner light, the capital I. However, The moment we were born, we were given roles. So let me show you. The capital I, a 10. We were perfect. We were a 10. Our spirit, our soul, our inner light. Then we were born. And we were given roles right from the get-go. We were told who we were by the roles that were given to us and that we accepted. The first one was our gender, male or female. With that role came certain expectations and beliefs. We wore certain colors. Our rooms were decorated a certain way. If we were a boy, we wore blues and greens and browns. A girl was in pink, ruffles, dresses, hair ribbons. As a girl, our brothers were our protectors. Girls were delicate. Boys were rough and tough. Girls cried. Boys, buck up. Then in school, we had other roles. We were smart. We were dorky. We were pretty. We were four eyes. We were athletic. We were clumsy. And so on and so on and so on. With each of these roles came certain characteristics, and we agreed with them. We believed that was who we were, not the perfect baby that was born. We all have beliefs about certain roles. When you think of a salesman, what comes to mind? What about a priest or a nun? What about a lawyer? What about a computer programmer? With each of these roles, we determine how we think, feel, and perform. So how do you bust through the beliefs of who you are? We first have to understand where we are on our scale of 1 to 10. And again, think of 10 being perfect, right? 10 was perfect when we were born. So let me ask you, how do you rate yourself as a male or female? Do you rate it as a 10? How do you rate yourself as masculine or feminine? How do you rate yourself as a son or a daughter, a father or a mother, a husband or a wife, or a provider or a homemaker? What about a discipline or a nurturer? And then, of course, other roles: success, a failure, business, a business owner. What about friends? When we were in school, what about our culture? A victim, or a predator, or the rescuer? How do you rate going through all of this? Are you still at a perfect 10? From the chart, if you think of yourself, if you go through and you rate yourself, you say, well, I'm a 7. I'll say that I'm a 7. You have now found your level of incompetence. Think of that 7 as a home thermostat. You set your thermostat at 78 degrees. Your home gets up to 85 degrees, and what happens? The air conditioner kicks on and lowers the heat in the house. Or your house goes down to 65 degrees, the heater kicks on and brings the house temperature back up to that 78 degrees, that comfort zone. So it is with those beliefs. You get a promotion, more money, more responsibility, and the 7 kicks in. So then you start thinking, I'm overstressed, I have too much work, everything is going wrong. You decide that you need a different job, one with less stress. You're wanting something different, and so you sabotage yourself or you leave. What about when you're down? You're tired of the same old job. It's not exciting anymore. Like the temperature of 65 in the home, you turn on the heat to find a better situation. So how do you bust the myth? Remembering that you are a 10, and you always will be a 10. That you are unique. You're a unique individual that is so perfect. There's not another one of you, and there never will be. There will never be another you that works like you do, that thinks like you do, that feels like you do. Never. You are a perfect 10. When you release the roles and accept the truth that you are the perfect 10, you will perform differently. These roles do not have to define us unless we want them to. Just like Roger Bannister and the many other people that did not take on the beliefs of society, you can too. You get to choose. Your roles may not be a 10. You may need improvement in the roles. You may need education. When our roles do not define us, then we are not in fear of asking for help and getting the education we need to improve these roles that we are doing, not who we are. Marianne Williamson said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are so powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within each of us. It is not just in some of us. It's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are all liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. You are a perfect 10 and always will be. Believe it, think it, feel it, and live it. And you will have busted the myth of incompetence. If you like what you hear, please share it with others on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Also, I have a form here that has a rate yourself that has a little bit more of this. If you would like that, please go to positivemindset.tv and receive your free strategy session